truth is buried under layers of silence, for security reasons, therefore insecurity. We are broadcasting from an undisclosed location. This is Akashic Echoes, a curiosity-fueled dive into the strange, the hidden, and the, wait, what? Corners of human history, where Alex asks the questions others won't. Dr. X opens doors you didn't know existed, and Titus keeps things just grounded enough to follow the thread. It's part investigation, part storytelling, and part late night. What if everything we know is slightly off? We're not here to hand you truth, wrapped in certainty, only to spark thought, entertain the mind, and maybe raise an eyebrow or two. So tune in, enjoy the ride, and remember, take everything with a grain of salt, preferably the size of a small asteroid.
June 30th, 1908, Siberia. An explosion tears through the sky, flattening over 2,000 square kilometers of forest, and yet leaves behind no crater, no clear impact site, just silence, and questions that still echo more than a century later. So here's where we begin. What truly exploded over Tunguska, and why does it remain one of the most unresolved events in modern history? Dr. X, what do we know about Tunguska?
We know there was a massive python, an airburst, equivalent to roughly 10 to 15 megatons of TNT. We know trees were flattened in a radial pattern, consistent with an explosion above ground. And we know witnesses described a bright object streaking across the sky, followed by a shock wave strong enough to knock people off their feet, miles away.
So something entered the atmosphere, but didn't impact the ground in a conventional way.
Correct, Alex. The leading scientific explanation is a meteoroid or comet fragment that exploded midair before reaching the surface.
Which explains the lack of a crater.
Yes, but not every detail fits perfectly.
Let's get into that, Doc. What doesn't add up?
The absence of significant fragments, the unusual atmospheric effects reported afterward, glowing skies across Europe for days, and the delay in scientific investigation. No expedition reached the site until nearly 2 decades later.
Which means evidence wasn't exactly preserved in real time.
Exactly. By the time researchers arrived, the scene had already changed.
Titus, go ahead, buddy. To ground this, the airburst theory is widely accepted in the scientific community today. Similar, though smaller events have been observed, like the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013. Tunguska is considered a larger version of that phenomenon. So we do have modern parallels, just not at the same scale.
Yes, but Tunguska still sits at the extreme end of that spectrum.
And that's where alternative ideas start to emerge. Everything from antimatter to natural gas explosions, even less conventional explanations.
Including speculation about unknown technology or extraterrestrial origin, though none of those have credible supporting evidence.
So why do those theories persist?
Because of the gaps. When an event is powerful, poorly documented, and slightly inconsistent, it invites interpretation.
And Tunguska has all three.
Exactly.
Let's step back, Doc. If the airburst explanation is largely accepted, why does Tunguska still feel unresolved?
Because it reminds us of scale. Something entered Earth's atmosphere and released energy comparable to a nuclear weapon, without warning, without control, and without leaving a clear trace.
It's not just a mystery, it's a vulnerability.
Yes, a reminder that not everything that shapes history is human.
Titus, any comments?
And importantly, events like Tunguska highlight ongoing planetary risk. Near-Earth objects are now actively tracked, but early 20th century events like this occurred without detection.
So in a way, Tunguska isn't just about the past, it's a preview.
A rare glimpse of forces we don't fully control.
A forest flattened, a sky that burned, and a mystery that never fully settled into certainty. So we're left with this. Was Tunguska simply a natural event, a cosmic accident explained by physics, or a reminder that even in a mapped and measured world, something can still arrive, without warning, and leave us searching for answers long after it's gone? Because sometimes, the unknown doesn't hide, it explodes, and then disappears. In the end, Tunguska stands at the intersection of mystery and understanding, a powerful reminder of what science can explain and what it's still working to resolve. The airburst model gives us a coherent picture, a meteoroid or comet fragment disintegrating in the atmosphere, releasing energy on a scale we rarely witness. And yet, the absence of definitive physical evidence and the limits of early observation leave room for uncertainty. What Tunguska ultimately reveals is not just a singular event, but an ongoing reality, that Earth exists within a dynamic cosmic environment, where objects still pass unseen and where rare, high-energy events remain part of our planet's natural history. It's not an unsolved anomaly so much as a reminder. The universe operates on scales and timelines far beyond us, and our understanding, while growing, is never complete.
This has been Akashic Echoes. Stay curious, stay aware, and remember, take everything with a grain of salt, preferably the size of a small asteroid.